everybody, and welcome back to Super Hostile Legendary. And in today's episode, what I would like to kick things off with is actually investigate the intersection some more. And it is nighttime right now, that could be a problem. So I'm going to go and remedy that by sleeping in a bed first. So last episode what we did is we kind of looked around the areas that we were set to investigate. And that was the East Commons, the Floating Shards, and Castle Acedia. That picture never gets old. So yeah, we looked at those and we kind of did a little bit of reconnaissance, not too much, just took a look at them. And we decided that the next thing we wanted to do was explore this intersection a bit more. And then we were gonna go and head out into the East Commons and start and look for a place to build a home and that type of thing, get some food made and so on. So yeah, that's going to be our plan. Now for the moment, at this intersection there's a couple of obvious things to me to check out. One is this thing here. There is also that coal pocket there, there's some there. And there was something that we saw from over here. I think it's just more coal, but there may be something down there. Right here, I think that's just more coal. So we'll want to investigate all of those if we can. Before we sort of head on out. And there may be some other hidden loot and so on down there. So I made a bunch of ladders here to help me out with this. Because what I think I want to do is basically just dig a big ladder shaft. And I'm going to have to kind of do it quite a ways back. Probably so much so I'm actually going to start here. And I'm just going to basically make a tall ladder. And you know what? I'm actually going to do this differently. I'm going to go 2 blocks back. That way I can be safe about it. You never know what's immediately below you. So we're going to have to try and dig this ladder. See what's down here and then maybe hopefully get some loot out of the deal, possibly. We'll see. Oh, this is going to be quite the fun task, I'm sure. So I'm going to do this, and then I'll probably be back. Okay, so after quite some digging, I've been able to get down here. It turns out there's a chest on there. We're beneath this, which turned out to actually be what I thought it was, a coal pocket. And the lighting makes it really weird down here. So we've got plenty of coal, not going to be running out of that anytime soon. I had to run and make some more picks, but that's not too big of a deal. And there's a hole below us here, so I wonder what's in there. Oh, hello. A treasure chest. And I guess I'll climb down rather than putting blocks down. Like this. So here we go, what do we got? Wow! We've got glass, bookshelves, gravel, sandstone. More wood, some redstone, different types of rail items, stairs, redstoney bits, and flint and steels. Okay, I'm gonna have to come back for that. That's a pretty cool find, actually. We could probably use some of that supply in our house that we're gonna build somewhere. Oh, what's going on? I guess it must be turning nighttime. So now we've got to investigate what's in that treasure chest over there. And I'm going to hop down here. I'm going to try and climb across the lava. Nearly there. Here we go. Oh, very good. So now we're down here. Is there anything else that's worthwhile investigating? Just huge coal pockets which I can mine out as and when I need it. But no, it doesn't look like there's really a great deal of anything else here. Particularly, there's some mobs around, but that's, you know, there's mobs everywhere. It's a super hostile map after all, so it doesn't look like there's really a great deal of anything else that needs to be looked at, so I've just got to ferry the supplies out of that box over there. This one here. And I don't really have a place to put it yet, so I'm probably not going to pick it up right now. But that's still a cool find. Maybe when I get my house I'll come back for this stuff. And speaking of the house, I'm not totally sure what I want to build yet, so maybe we should do some reconnaissance in the East Commons to look for a good place, see if I can get any inspiration, that type of thing. Oh, such a long, tall ladder. Well, that was that then. That's pretty much everything that there is to intersection 1, the actual intersection itself. So all we need to do now is head on, I guess. I'm also down to just cookies for food, so could be a bit of a problem. I'm gonna pass the night now before continuing on. Alright, past the night, here we go, back into the East Commons. And I've actually kind of stumbled upon an idea that I think I might try and do. But we'll see after doing some reconnaissance. So we didn't really get too far into this area last time because it was getting dark when we wanted to come here. So now would be the ideal opportunity to really get on land and see what's going on. A lot of places for monsters to spawn over there, but that's not such a bad thing. It stops them spawning in dungeons and on these islands and so forth. So I'm not really sure how I want to approach this initially, whether I want to kind of go sailing around and see what is in this area, because that seems to be pretty safe, or whether to try and do it a different way. I mean, these islands are covered in trees. I mean, we can kind of see that already. There's lots of big ones too. So, with that in mind, I still have my ladders on me. Oh well. With that in mind, I'm kind of concerned that getting around on foot is going to be pretty. It's going to be pretty difficult. There we go. Alright, so here we are. Lots of these saplings around. There's some ruins. Not going to investigate those right now though, I just kind of want to get a scope of the area. A bridge. Hear that? Look at that, there's a trap. To be expected. What's in there? A farm? That's interesting. What do we got around here? I think the better way of dealing with this is actually going to be to kind of go around on a boat and sort of assess what our situation is here from boat. But I'll tell you what the idea is that I've got for a house. Because these islands are covered in trees, it's going to be really difficult to build anything sort of on top of the land. But I see there's kind of these sharp inclines up the side. So what I'm thinking is kind of like building a sort of beaver dam and use the glass that we got to turn part of this into glass and then kind of have a home inside the wall. That might be kind of cool. I've not really done that before. So what's in this? Boats? Let's fix that chest. Can I fix it? Yeah, there we go. I think all the chests are going to be like that, unfortunately. It's a bug in this version, so oh well. Not much we can do about that. But yeah, that's what my idea is, I think. And I probably would want to build it over there, because that seems to be the ideal place. But we'll take a boat first and see. Wow, this is a bit different than how I remember it to be. So it seems that the East Commons is just a place which is filled with these forested islands. I don't know how big it is at the moment, because as I look around here, I only really have seen one side of it at the moment. So it's kind of difficult to get scope of how big the whole area is. Let me see. If we could find the other side, that would be pretty useful. Some big trees around too. Some dangerous mobs up there. Don't want to look at that Enderman. What is this here? A chest? I'm going to turn. I'm going to head towards this chest. I probably should have brought more than one boat because they have a tendency to break, but all I want to do is kind of look in this chest. Yeah, you're gonna come straight for me, aren't you? So I'm gonna have to take care of him. And you too, eh? There we go. And what do we got in here? Just more building supplies. Glowstone. Glowstone will be useful, without question. I can pick that stuff up now, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Oh. Yeah, there we go. And I guess we'll continue on. Looks like we're kind of coming up to the end of the area here. Yeah, it looks that way. This seems to be the back of the area. See that? There's kind of like a tunnel there. Looks like glass going between the islands. That's interesting. Whoa, some weird cliffs. Very, very strange things going on. What have we got around here? Another tunnel here as well. That's very big and dark and scary looking, that big tree there. But we'll investigate it at some point. So what's this one up ahead here? This kind of goes into the wall there. Maybe this leads to a different area. I see a redstone torch right there. Oh, a chest. Ah, this one is a rail line. Okay. So with that in mind, this probably goes to the next area. I'll be mindful of that skeleton if I can. Wow, minecart related stuff? No. There we go. Okay, so there's minecart related stuff in that. I have to come back for that. That'll be handy. Maybe it's to operate this. Alright. So I have a feeling that probably leads to the next area, if I was to guess. And that would make sense. A rail line probably going far away. Or it may lead to an area that we've already kind of been to, possibly. That's the other alternative. It could end up leading to the floating shards or Castle Acedia maybe. But I somehow doubt that a little bit less. And what is this up ahead here? Looks like a fortress of some sort. Kind of like the back of a hovercraft, isn't it? The way it's kind of stuck out like that. Big, dark, sinister fortress in there. I love how the bridge bits are broken down there. That's a cool effect. What is that there? There's something like stuck out. They look like... I don't know what that is. I'm going to leave it alone for now. But it looks very, very weird. Sugarcane over there. I probably could collect some of that, maybe. That could be useful. And we've kind of come back to where we began here. You know what, I'm going to leave the sugarcane for now. It's becoming night time, so I don't necessarily want to mess around with that too much. Okay, so more ruins. We've kind of got scope of this area now, and that for me was important. So now that we've done that, I think the next thing I would like to do is actually probably start and look towards that house idea that we were talking about, because it's clear to me we're going to need a place in the East Commons. We're going to be here a long time. It's a big area. Hey Squishy, how are you? Looks like you're having a rough time there, bud. So where do I want to build this? Here might be a good spot. Yeah, right in this wall maybe. Kind of dig in here. I keep trying to left shift, but in that version, well, in this version, that was not what you did. So I'm going to whip up a crafting table and make some wood shovels, because I'm going to be doing a lot of digging here, clearly. And where should I start? I kind of want it to be at dock level, so that I can use boat travel. So this is even here, isn't it? So I couldn't really do anything particularly pretty with that there. Maybe we'll go in right here. Hopefully we don't run into anything unpleasant along the way. Alright, so I'm gonna get to work on doing a bit of house type stuff. And there you have it, pretty much our house is done. Sort of a beaver lodge style house, kind of cut into the side of the cliffs here. I might make some changes to it as time goes along, but it will do for now, for sure. Probably the major changes I would want to make to it is storage is probably going to run out pretty fast. So I might bust through this wall and make a small storage room. I would also like to finish that rail line over there. And we saw another one somewhere on that side. Maybe connect the two together if we're going to be traveling between places quite a bit. That might be something to look at doing. But I would say that that has enabled us to kind of move in a little bit more and get to work on some other things here in the East Commons. So what I'm able to do now is I could make myself some fishing supplies. Although I only have one string, I'm going to have to move the stuff from my other house down here, which I'm probably going to do right now, actually. And also, you know, then we can get a better food situation. I would like to build a wheat farm at some point. There's these random sporadic tall grass plants around. There's one seed. What I'll be able to do with these is actually start the process of making a nice little wheat farm so that I can move on to bread as a more reliable food source. But I think that's going to be pretty much it for today's episode. Off camera, all I'm going to really do is just bring my stuff down from my other house. Ooh, okay, skeleton there. And then maybe next episode we will do a little bit more reconnaissance and some more exploration into the East Commons. And hopefully we can have a lot of fun doing it. So, until next time guys, see you later and have a good day.